What up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm taking you guys back to the tape store with none other than Vinegar Syndrome. So, welcome back, guys. Welcome back to Miles Apart, the only channel that's going to make you scream. Appreciate you guys hanging out. If you'd be so kind as to hit that like button, please subscribe to my channel. I would appreciate it. We're next goal 400 subs, so let's get there. And today I'm taking you guys back to the tape store with none other than Vinegar Syndrome. I know, yes, you read that right. Yes, you heard that right. But believe it or not, Vinegar Syndrome has been doing tape store VHS style releases for a long time now. Forgotten oddities from the tape store era. Now, a little background information for you to know. That's on their Vinegar Syndrome archive line, by the way. So my goal for today's video is to take you through my entire Vinegar Syndrome archive collection, which is massive. But a little bit of background information you guys need to know is that I've been a Vinegar Syndrome subscriber for 6 years now. This is my 6th year subscribing. They're arguably my favorite boutique label. They're up there. I don't know if they're my favorite anymore. But I adore them, and I will always cherish those early memories of VS, like the discovery that they brought and all that fun stuff, because those were really special times to me early in those days with Vinegar Syndrome, 6, 7, 8 years ago when they were doing these things and it just felt so indie. Now it doesn't feel as indie anymore, but they're doing amazing things. I'm not challenging that at all. But kind of the indie vibe is kind of not there anymore. They always felt like the company we shouldn't really know about, but we do. So I will always have a special love for Vinegar Syndrome, and I still subscribe. I love them. But my favorite line of theirs is their Vinegar Syndrome archive collection. Now, um, again, I have a massive Vinegar Syndrome collection. I have a massive movie collection, just in general. Like it's just insane. And I have movies just coming everywhere. My entire room is just filled. Um, the walls, the floors, the closet. It's just I need to upgrade my space. But the archive line is really special to me. And it's my favorite Vinegar Syndrome sub-label line, constituent type thing. And these movies I've collected over the years. And before I get into them, let me just show you a little bit about what they are. So let me share my screen. Um So they describe the line as a sub-label. You can see it right here. The Vinegar Syndrome Archive sub-label celebrates forgotten cinematic oddities from the video store era, which is just so me. And this collection was inspired by our own brick and mortar video stores with locations in Bridgeport, Connecticut, Aurora, Colorado, and Toronto, Ontario. So, this what's also really unique and special about this line is that each edition is numbered, which I think is really cool. Now, these tend to sell out. And so I've watched the majority of these, but I haven't watched all of them. So, as I go through these, I'm going to do my best to give you what I remember if I've watched them, just brief input, and so you guys can kind of take what you want and see, because maybe you can get these elsewhere, or maybe you have these in your collection, yada, yada. But it's a really special, cool line. And people ask me all the time about my Vinegar Syndrome collection and about some of my favorite titles. So I just want to take you guys through. Well, first up, we have Black Cat 1 and 2, phenomenal 2-pack. Now, this one caught me off guard. Kind of like Hong Kong Terminator style. It's like this female Terminator. I'm not going to turn the art around because there might be a nit, but the fact that it's a 2-pack makes it a really awesome release, and these movies are just badass and really cool. The main character is basically a she's dubbed a criminal and is kind of like turned into like this cyborg warrior type situation, and she's awesome. Really great action here, really great story in here. Black Hat was awesome. It really caught me off guard. I did not think I would love this so much, but I do really like martial arts movies. And so you can see at the top there it has the I just want you can see the kind of edition numbering right here, or right here. A really cool label. So Black Cat 1 and 2. This is one of my favorite Vinegar Syndrome releases ever. Such a fun movie. Um, The Demon Rat. Next up, this is kind of like a post-elliptic, um, bizarre movie where everyone has to wear a mask everywhere because there's contamination everywhere, and these rats get basically infested and mutated and grow. And this one rat gets mutated to the point that it turns into like this demon. It's okay. It's like very very schlocky. Like if you like the schlock, enjoy it. But it's foreign schlock, so it's like hits a little different. But listen. There's something to be said about this movie. It's not great, but for a rainy Sunday afternoon, you're sitting there, you know, throw it on. If the problem with this movie for me is that like if I'm watching schlocky of the schlock and I don't want to use my brain, I just want eye candy. I don't want to read subtitles. I love foreign films, but it's more so when I really want to, deep dive into the movie. This is not really something that needs a deep dive. It's kind of like a mindless watch. Anyway, Demon Rat, fun. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed Demon Rat. Next up, Unmasking the Idol, bizarre, crazy ass action movie with karate and martial arts and old ancient relics and awesome stuff. Really cool effects in this movie. Unmasking the Idol is a big surprise. This thing went on sale a bunch of times, so if you have not grabbed it yet, definitely check it out. Unmasking the Idol is super sweet. Talons of the Eagle, Jalal Marie, Billy Blanks. You just cannot go wrong with this combo of Jalal Marie and Billy Blanks. They did Expect No Mercy as well, and maybe TC 2000, if I'm not mistaken. I love Talons of the Eagle. This whole line they did of martial arts films were fantastic, especially the Rothrock stuff, like, just awesome. So Talons of the Eagle, awesome action, martial arts type stuff. Next, Expect No Mercy. Again, another Jalal Marie, Billy Blanks. This one focused on, like, if I'm not mistaken, um, a virtual reality type game of fighting. And if I remember correctly, like it gets out of hand and people start killing people in the game. And it's really cool, really way ahead of its time. And of course, you got Jalal Marie and Billy Blanks. Can't go wrong with that combo. I love Expect No Mercy. Really, really fun. Then you have Edgar Allan Poe's The House of Usher, really popular tape store era title. Really cool movie. Definitely check this one out. Again, Edgar Allan Poe, you really can't go wrong. You got those sinister vibes, those Poe vibes. A Modern Passion and Ancient Terror. Edgar Allan Poe's House of Usher. I'm gonna keep it cruising here. Let's just move it down the line. Also, happy coffee, guys. All right. Next up, we have Boggy Creek 2. Now, I have not watched this one yet. Okay. The reality of this is that I picked this up. I missed out on this. This thing sold out really quick, and I was shocked that I missed out on it. But it sold out super quick, and then they did those like 10 for whatever. I think maybe it was like during subscriber week, those 10 for 10 days, whatever. And every day they'd post like crazy sales, like out of print stuff that was back in stock. This was one of those things that had like 8, and I like as soon as I saw it, I slammed the button, and I for whatever it was, I got it at the right time, and I secured Boggy Creek 2, which is awesome because being that this is my favorite line, there's a few that I missed out on over the years, and this was one of them. So I'm glad I was able to get it. So Boggy Creek 2, I haven't watched one yet. So if you've seen this one, people tell me it's awesome. So I got to check this one out. And like I said, I have guys, I have so many movies, and there's just so much incoming. And I try and watch like one every other day. Sometimes I'll watch like on a weekend I'll watch 2 or 3. So I think I average probably like 7 movies a week ish. So it's just hard to watch everything. I have so much back stuff that I haven't seen. I have so much new stuff that I haven't seen, and there's new stuff always coming. So like it's just so hard to watch everything. Um, Anyway, so next up, Mindbenders. This is a very recent release, so I've not watched this yet, but it looks zany and wild, and the cover art really jumped out at me. I have edition 714. Little synopsis here. Frankie and Crash are on the most popular high school radio show in town. keeping the students buzzing with rock and roll music and rebellious influences. But when Principal Borden decides the good times are rolling too freely, he brings the mysterious Dr. Gunbo to implement a new behavioral modification program. This sounds right up my alley. And like, I'm all about discovery, so I didn't know about this movie, never heard of it. So I picked it up. I have not seen it, but I'm guessing that's Dr. Gunbo up front. So hell yeah, high school horror, sci-fi, with a cover like that. I'm all about that. Next up, Dial D for Demons. Really cool category 3 type stuff. This one was a little slow for me, but there are really a couple scenes that kind of stand out, a couple visuals that are really fun. So Dial D for Demons is cool, guys. Definitely check it out. Category 3 Hong Kong stuff, which is typically my favorite. So we have Dial D for Demons. Next up, we have Untold Story 2. Now I have the Untold Story 1. I think they did a standard release, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember how I have it, but I have the Untold Story 1 as well. And crazy ass movie. Okay, this is a crazy ass movie about a girl who comes to the States, and her cousin is basically evil, and she tries to manipulate and do some crazy things, and she ends up like ruining the relationship and being this crazy demon, if I'm not mistaken, and it's just bonkers. Untold Story 2 is absolutely crazy. Yeah, look at this artwork on the back. Untold Story 2 is awesome. Strong recommend for me. I love that one. Next up, A Gun for Jennifer. Possibly one of my biggest surprises from 2024. I picked this up strictly because it was on this line. The tone and mood and atmosphere of this movie is some of the best stuff I've ever seen. Now, I believe this is shot on video, if I'm not mistaken. And it's like a revenge piece, like a rape revenge story kind of situation, but about a group of women. And it centers around one girl whose story she kind of ends up with this group of women who kind of own and run a bar, and they basically hate males, and it's a really powerful story, and there's just an edge to this movie. Like, it's hard to explain. There's just a tension and an edge and a vibe to Gun for Jennifer that I can't really describe, but it's fucking fantastic. Seriously, like, I can't tell you enough how much I love this movie, how much I this thing caught me by surprise. Anytime people ask me for recs on this line, this is like one of the top movies that I recommend.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
So Gun for Jennifer, hands down, definitely check that one out if you haven't seen it. Moving right along the line here, we have Magic Crystal. I have not watched this one yet. Andy Lau, Cynthia Rothrock, Richard Norton. I'm a big Rothrock mark. She's the best. I just love her. I love those martial arts movies. So I gotta check that one out. Magic Crystal. Next up, Alley Cat. Alley Cat is awesome. So much fun. Definitely check it out. Really fun artwork on there. And I was actually lucky because I missed out on this one as well. But Vinegar Syndrome had this one out actually at the archive. That's where I picked it up. So Alley Cat is a lot of fun. I love this edition. I love the artwork they did. Definitely check Alley Cat out. Wolf of the Moon, really fun. Kind of werewolf movie. It was, if I remember correctly, it was very slow moving. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't my favorite. But it was a good rainy day kind of movie. Strange events have been going on in the small Louisiana town of Marsh Island. Local residents are shocked when the body of a young woman is discovered mutilated in a nearby swamp. And again, it's werewolf type shit. I enjoyed Moon of the Wolf. It just wasn't my favorite. It was very slow moving to me, but definitely check it out. Again, all these movies are worth watching. It's just there's just some of them are slow and then slower than others, etc. Next up is could be one of my favorite Vinegar Syndrome releases of all time. Truly, Charlie Band Empire Productions, 1988. I just gave this rec in my video from yesterday. That's none other than Spellcaster, about a remote castle reality show kind of situation where a bunch of different people are called on to do this kind of reality show situation at the castle, and little do they know that there is an owner of the house who is kind of like a evil wizard kind of situation, and throughout their night and their time spent there, things in the house start coming alive, and I love Charlie Band. I love Full Moon. I love Empire. Like, that is me. That is my vibe. And Spellcaster is just at the top of that list. I love this movie. I'm so happy I get to own this edition because this thing is long out of print, goes for big money. I have the VHS as well. I love Spellcaster. If you have a chance to see it, I think there's a DVD as well, and a VHS. I think that's the only way to own the Blu-ray, unfortunately. But definitely check out Spellcaster. Next up, we have Red Sun Rising. I have not watched this. Don the Dragon Wilson, martial arts type shit. Just have not had a chance to watch this yet. Red Sun Rising. Next up, we have Tiger Claws. Awesome Cynthia Rothrock, Bolo Young, Jalal Marie. It's just, I mean, when you have that kind of a vibe, what more can you want in a Hong Kong horror or in a martial arts movie? It's just I love Tiger Claws. I think there's 1 and 2 in this, if I'm not mistaken. I think there were 2 of them, right? Yeah, this is 3. It has all 3. This has like this is what I'm talking about. Like Vinegar Syndrome does stuff like this, like Tiger Claws 1, 2, and 3 in one edition. It's fucking awesome. I love Tiger Claws. I love Cynthia Rothrock. Really fun edition. Also, I'm gonna go on the record here and say my absolute grail piece martial arts film would be Best of the Best. If they did a Best of the Best franchise, like it could totally happen, and that would just be my absolute grail piece. It's my favorite martial arts movie of all time. Anyway, next up, Necromancer. Now, again, I think this is another Empire movie, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. I don't remember exactly, but Necromancer is freaking awesome. Um, Julie Johnson, a young college co-ed, is savagely gang raped by a trio of men who then attempt to blackmail her into staying silent. As Julie attempts to put her life back together and deal with her new suspicious boyfriend, she learns of a strange fortune teller who professes to have the ability to exact revenge through supernatural means. After visiting the woman who sends her trauma, Julie is possessed by a demonic force that punishes her attackers in the most fitting way possible: castration and death. Maybe this wasn't a Charlie Band movie, but it is in that same vein. It's very B movie ish, very like transformative type, body horror type situation. Now I watched this so long ago, I can't even tell you, and I remember little tidbits of scenes, but I just remember I adored this movie so much. I really have to catch this movie again in the near future. You can just see kind of from the glowing eyes. Oh, it's coming back to me now. Yeah, I adored this movie so much. And this is a really great addition. Definitely check it out. Next up, we have Sworn to Justice. More Cynthia Rothrock awesomeness. Classic martial arts stuff. I love the Rothrock stuff. So you have Sworn to Justice. The Grave. Now, this is not really a horror movie. It's kind of like a drama thriller, but fun movie. Really cool. Really popular 90s film, if I'm not mistaken. I had fun with this one, The Grave. Next up, we have an old trauma film. We have Macho Woman. This one caught me off guard. I did a full review on this. Kind of revenge-y type horror, where the main character gets run off the road by a gang of thieves, and she kind of goes on a revenge path to go to find them and mess up, and she ends up being a badass character, and it's great. This is an old trauma film, so if you like trauma type stuff, I would say it's not as self-aware as other trauma flicks, but it's just awesome, guys. It's a lot of fun. Definitely check out Macho Woman. Next up, TC 2000. Bolo Young, another Bolo Young, Jalal Marie, Billy Blanks. You just can't go wrong. TC 2000's so much fun. The year is 2020, and he's mostly human and totally invincible until now. I don't even know why, but I ended up having 2 copies of this for whatever reason. I ended up selling one back a while ago, and it goes for big money. It's crazy. These out of print Vinegar Syndrome things just go for big money. So yeah, TC 2000, Billy Blanks, goodness, and then Grave Secrets, guys. This one, if I remember correctly, is cool. Really cool visuals in this, and then really cool like grave pumping scenes where like people are coming out of the graves and they look crazy like this guy in the front. And I remember it being a little slow moving, but I enjoyed it quite a bit. So Grave Secrets. So there you have it, guys. My VSA line going back to the tape store with Vinegar Syndrome. Now, I got to be honest. I'm sure there are others somewhere lost in those shelves. My shelves are a mess, so I just have to kind of rearrange and go through those and find everything. But I those are the majority of my VSAs. So yeah, definitely hit me up in the comments if you are a Vinegar Syndrome fan, or if you've seen some of these movies, or if you like this VSA line specifically, because these are some of my favorite titles Vinegar Syndrome has ever put out. Most importantly, the line itself. I love the aesthetic of them. I love the top loaders. It's different. I've never really seen that kind of a packaging before. And the fact that that's what they're trying to do, bring back these tapes out of these, is a lot of fun for me. And it means more discovery, right? So, anyway, thank you guys for hanging out. Smash that like button, and I'll catch you guys on the flip. Peace.